everybody, and welcome to Dee Talk Live on Mondays. How are we all? How is everybody doing? Thank you to everyone who came to the amazing live Dee on the Streets we had on Thursday night at Oakley. I want to thank Melissa Cakes again for having us. It was amazing. We had so much fun. We had an amazing night. We were able to get our message across. Thank you to all my beautiful helpers, my great friends that consistently are by my side and communicating and being there for me. We had an amazing night, which was awesome. Hey Johnny, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So tonight we talk about love, which is my favorite topic that we always talk about on Mondays. And we're going to go into a topic that pretty much everybody talks about because they've gone through it in their lives. So love, what is love exactly? It's like the article that I wrote, What is Love? Because I was contemplating as well. Hey, Sia Boutique! You guys rock. So I was contemplating love and, obviously with what I had been through and stuff. Hey, Andrew. It was really hard for me at the time. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands and maybe talk about it and write about it so people are able to relate possibly, and if they share the same experience possibly, I don't know, let me talk about it. And then it dawned on me, because does love die, or is it even there to begin with? So is it an underlying emotion that's consistently there, or is it not there but we think that it's there? So that's why I was a bit intrigued, and that's why I thought, we could delve into the idea and talk about it today. And so many people that have experienced it know the feeling of it and really appreciate it. And then when it's gone, they miss it again. And they really want to relive that again. Whether it be a relationship love, whether it be a communicative love, whether it be something where they've gathered a connection and really, want that type of relationship, friendship with that person, because it's part of connectivity and it's part of bringing, society together. And that's what I thought it would be in relevance. Some people don't believe in it because they've never been in love before. And there are so many people that haven't been in love before that I personally know. But it's not that they don't want to, they haven't found the right person, because there's nothing wrong with it at the end of the day. If you haven't been through it or you don't know what it feels like, no one's going to judge you. It's more about what this emotion entails. So does it die or does it live through us forever? Is it something that people really, idolize in their everyday life, which I think that they do, only because everybody asks for this specific emotion in their lives one way or the other. Because every day when we meet somebody, we love the idea of sharing with that person something special, whether it be romantically, whether it be on a friendship level, whether it be on any emotional, social level. That's why I bring in kinship as well. Because kinship is the ideology where you spread the love around towards the nation. You're in a specific social circle and you're able to share your ideas with these people because they're somewhat like a community, like what Dee Thinks is. But they're your friends, they're your soul family, let's just say. They're people that you confide in and you're able to express an opinion because you love them, yeah? And they respect you and you respect them. Therefore, the idea, it never dies because it's always there. That's why the question, does love die, or was it there to begin with? I believe love is always there. Whether it be being with somebody, whether it be not with somebody, you share your love to the world. You share your love to your friends, you share your love to your family. There's always different types of love that we're able to express. And when we don't have it, romantically speaking, sometimes, you know what, we do miss it. But it doesn't mean that the love that we've expressed or we've felt in the past doesn't exist anymore, because it was a memory. It was something that you shared with a special person, and a lesson evolved from that, and there was a reason for it all, as we say, like things happen for a reason. But for us to proclaim our love or remember that love, it doesn't mean that it went away. It's obviously gone away now because it's no longer in your life. But it doesn't mean that you won't find somebody that will be able to express that emotion or express that love towards you again, because you will find that. So don't believe that love will disappear or it won't come back into your life, because it always does, one way or the other. And sometimes we don't even want it to come into our lives because it's all about timing as well. Everything is all about timing. The timing we put effort into sometimes, and the things we emphasize on in our lives depict our perception and depict what we manifest in our lives. So the attention that you give something, what happens? It grows. But sometimes the attention that we give onto something doesn't necessarily manifest because we don't stop thinking about it. As we say in regards to the law of attraction, the less you sit there and you don't think about something, it always happens. You put the thought out into the universe and then it manifests. Exactly. It's all to do with divine timing, Andrew. And it's true. When it's supposed to happen, or when the seeds are going to be sown, or when they're supposed to be sown, they happen. Like, it happens and it evolves, and it's so beautiful and magical at the same time. But through relationships and through love, we learn so much, and we learn what we want and what we don't want. Love is inside of us. We are love regardless of what anybody says. That's why it never dies, because you and I are exactly the same, and you share the same emotive that I do. We walk around on this earth expressing that love. So how can love not exist? It was always existent. It was always found in us. We just need to know how to express that into the world as being great human beings and people that will support others and really help them. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys, because some people don't understand. Love is such a singular, it is in a singular form too, because it's you. You are love. You were created for love, and you were created to be a form of love. And that's why it can never die, and it's always existent. And the lessons that we learn and we express to others reciprocate that, and they repeat and repeat and repeat, because the more love that you give out, what do you receive? Love again. Exactly. And the thought of someone will always somewhat stay in your mind, because you'll remember that. You'll remember those moments and the things that you guys shared. And eventually you won't be with anyone. But then this is through my experience. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love again. Of course you are. But it's all part of, obviously, divine timing, and when you're actually ready as well. And sometimes it might not even be that you're even ready and it actually happens. So it's really up to the circumstance and the situation that someone's in. And even though, you might want it at that moment, it might not be ready for you at that moment. But it will get there again, because we miss it. Once we don't have it again, you long for that person again. You long for having that connectivity. You long for having that companionship. It's like having a best friend, and being there together and being like, hey, this is, what we're going to do today and stuff. Friendship foremost is the biggest foundation in any relationship. That's where you have to start, knowing the person, knowing thyself, and really dedicating that respect and love through that person to start off with. Hello, Waverly Park Dental. How are you guys? Yeah, so it's all about being in your element to start off with, because that's how you'll find it again. But it doesn't mean that it never existed or it was never there to begin with. Of course it was. Sometimes though, people feel as though what they felt when they thought that they were in love, they weren't in love. They actually said, oh, I'm in love. But then later down the track, they're like, was I really in love? I don't even know if I was in love. Did I love that person? I don't know. Do you reckon he loved me? I don't know. I've got no idea. But then he told me he loved me, but then I told him that I loved him. So, or she loved him, or he loved her, or vice versa, right? Whoever loves who. You always have that, was I in love? Was it even love? I don't even know what that was. Was that a puppy dog infatuation? That's where the stages of love come into context as well. Because through your life, and as you're growing up, from your teens up until even when you're younger, like then your teens as well, like because you have your little girlfriends, you know, when you're in kindergarten and stuff, it's really cute, or your boyfriends, you know, it's gorgeous. That's one way of expressing love, but towards like obviously a friendship level and stuff to start off with. But then later on down the track, you start your love journey and you start meeting more people and stuff. And then when you're at that stage, I remember when I was 21, and I was with my first serious boyfriend, it was unbelievable. We were like, oh, you know, I'm in love and blah, blah, blah. But when I look at it now, I don't think I was ever in love. I think I was in lust, in the sense where I was so caught up on the idea that my ideals and what I thought love was actually wasn't really. It was the idea that's placed in the mind through not having that life experience that when you're younger, you don't necessarily obtain, because you haven't gone through enough of that love life experience in order to know what love really is. Love is not only I kiss you, you kiss me. It's not only I'll take you here, I'll take you there. Love is body, mind, spirit, the whole package. It's connecting on a deeper level and being able to maintain that in order to keep the relationship alive. And I've said it so many times, because as we know, relationships aren't easy, right? But they're the best damn things to actually be in, because you learn so much from that other individual and you really understand that individual on a different level to what you first started on this love journey as well. So love never dies. Love consistently procreates. It keeps on going in order for us to keep on going on this journey that we call life. And it keeps on putting us on this yellow brick road, possibly. If it was a red brick road, it'd probably be better with this whole what Dee thinks. What do you reckon? Yeah, I reckon. And it puts you on this journey where every bit of the brick that you step on is a new lesson. And it's a new love demographic where it teaches you a specific idea. It teaches you a specific lesson. It teaches you things not only about yourself, but what you want and what you really need and who you want to connect with. It always exists, and it started from when you were a child, when you were born. The love that you shared with your parents as soon as you were born was like magnificent, you know? It was the happiest moment in their lives. And that's how simple love can be, where people think it's so complex and so destructive and so just abrasive in a sense where it's not something that can be controlled. Love can be controlled to a specific point. I understand that there are people out there that might go crazy because they're crazy in love, which is great song too. But eventually they'll get in terms with what they want and who they want to be with and what they want to do, you know, like in their lives. So you guys tell me, I want to know, do you think love dies? Do you think it's it's an underlying emotion? Do you think it's something that dies, or do you think it doesn't exist even to begin with? Or what is it exactly? You guys tell me, because I want to know. Hey, Georgia, how are you? Yeah, so you guys tell me, who can answer this question for me? Because that's what we're talking about today. It's an underlining lesson, I believe, and it never goes away because it is obviously one of the biggest emotions that we share with everyone, even with family. You know, family is first and foremost the most important foundation in our lives. And that's where we share the most love. And eventually, when we leave our families, when we decide to get married or we continue, we start our own little family and our own love and our own dedication towards those individuals that are part of our new little soul family, you know, the one that, you know, we're going to end up with and be with, you know, in our lives. So that's today's question. I wanted to say thank you again because you guys rock. Thank you to everyone for consistently joining me week in, week out. It's been a crazy journey, a crazy ride. We've got heaps of different updates and we're changing things a little as well. We're in the works for 221. There's a lot that will be evolving and happening, which we're very excited about here at What Dee Thinks. And also the next Dee Live on the Streets will be announced in due time because it's a very exciting location that we're going to, that we've booked in as well. So it's going to be another big epic night, which was amazing. Thank you to my supporters consistently, the love. Without you guys, I would be nothing pretty much because you guys are amazing. Thank you for believing in me and believing in What Dee Thinks because I believe in her so much as well. I believe in this and I really, really want to help, you know, obviously the young millennials and the generations. I want to be there for them. So we will be speaking to a lot of those young millennials as well. That's another little secret coming up. We're doing a live talk as well with them. But yes, as I said, the Dee on the Streets will be happening before Christmas. Woo! I'm letting you guys know so you know what's going on. And it's going to be explosive, as was the other one. The other one was fantastic. We had such a great night. And again, thank you to Melissa Cakes in Oakley. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Sia Boutique as well for the beautiful dress that was donated for me to wear on the night. I really appreciate you guys and I'm very humbled and grateful to have you in my life. And I will see you guys on Thursday for another Dee Talk Live here at the studio. It's going to be amazing. Thank you again to everybody for your support and your love. And we will talk then, my Dee Thinkers. I love you all so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm sure everybody will be doing amazingly, whatever you guys are doing tonight. Have a drink for me. And yeah, love you lots. Bye guys, Dee out. As we always say, Dee out, Dee out.